Some people will live their entire lives not understanding the law of assumption or the law of attraction or any of that stuff. They'll think it's either pseudoscience or they'll hear about it, maybe try and give it a try, and if it doesn't work within the first few days, then they'll just call it pseudoscience or not give a damn anymore and just move on with their lives. And you can do that, but you're missing out on an awesome principle that is real. The law of assumption is real, although I don't think that it should be called the law of assumption or if it even needs to be called the law of assumption. But it is what it is, so we call it the law of assumption so that we can understand what we're talking about. But there's power in assuming. I feel like it's a difficult road for people who live their entire lives and never hear of the law of assumption or never stumble across it and actually give it a try with intention. Now, people are using the law of assumption every day in their lives. Basically, what the law of assumption really is, to redefine it for you, is it's you using your imagination and your emotional feeling state of being, and your imagination and your emotional feeling state of being come into harmonious matrimony or whatever it's called when two people get married. But it's pretty much like that. And so your feelings and your imagination in your head or whatever you're thinking about have to come together and become one. They have to become unified. They have to work as a team. And if that's not happening, if the mind is against the emotions or the emotions against the mind or the emotions overthrows the mind and turns your entire state of being into chaos, then you're going to start seeing a chaotic reality. Like, you're going to see more of that. You're not even attracting the chaos or the happiness. It's not something that you're pulling in. It's just something that you're rearranging. Like, when you use your imagination and your feelings to say, change your reality, basically all you're doing is you're just rearranging reality to match the reality that you so desire. Or better yet, it rearranges itself to match the reality that you are now in, because when you assume, you are taking on the assumption that the person, place, or thing is what you want it to be, where you want it to be, and at the precise time that you want it to be, or if not the precise time, around that time. Or it just kind of happens and you don't even give a crap about the time because everything else is just perfect and it just all just flows. That's just how it is. And I've experienced this, okay? I had years of anger problems, years of, trying to better my life and couldn't figure out why. And I didn't realize it was my angry emotions that I was feeding every day with my imaginal thoughts. And that's why I couldn't get to point B from point A and constantly stuck in point A, or feeling like I'm getting to point B, but then being completely pulled back. So there are people that are living their entire lives out of their emotions and out of their imagination, and they'll never understand that their reality is being influenced, highly influenced and created by their emotions and their imagination. But because they don't understand that, because they have a veil over their head, because they're asleep to that, they'll never know. So they'll just think that things are randomly happening, or whatever opportunities came their way, it just happened because of hard work, or whatever failures happen is because that's just how life is. They have no idea what their consciousness is. They have no idea what infinite awareness is. They have no idea how to plug into that. And so, yeah, it can be very frustrating, honestly. I mean, you know, when, say, I look at that or I think about that, like how many people could be out here not understanding this awesome spiritual truth. And it's real. The law of assumption is real. You can rename it. You don't have to call it the law of assumption. You can just completely come up with a new concept of, like what it is to you. besides an assumption, but I mean, you basically are assuming reality when you assume a thing is already within your grasp. So I seriously feel like more ordinary people need to understand this. Because just imagine how great of a world we could have if people really could understand the power that we all have of our consciousness. I'm just saying.